Hi, welcome students in the my this module of knowledge booster. Today I'll be discussing about the national parks in India so that you are aware of the importance of the national parks, why these have been developed, and how many national parks are there in the country, and I'll be taking examples of 4 to 5 national parks also. So first let us start with the national parks in India. India's first national park was established in 1936 as Haley's National Park, now known as Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand. By 1970, India only had 5 national parks. In 1972, India enacted the Wildlife Protection Act and Project TIGER to safeguard the habitats of conservation reliant species. So it was 1972 act was made, Wildlife Protection Act, remember it, and Project Tiger was first started from the Jim Corbett National Park, and this was the starting stage of developing national parks in the country. Now, national parks in India. So, national parks is an area which is strictly reserved for the betterment of the wildlife and biodiversity. So, try to understand. National park is an area which is strictly reserved for the betterment of the wildlife and biodiversity, and where activities like developmental, forestry, poaching, hunting, grazing, and cultivation are not permitted. So, any activities, poaching, hunting, and grazing and cultivation are not permitted. So, various grazing on cultivation area are not permitted. So, poaching, hunting, grazing, and cultivation are not permitted. So, try to keep this definition in mind. So, the government can declare an area as a national park with adequate ecological, geomorphological, and natural significance. In these parks, even private ownership rights are not allowed. Their boundaries are well marked and circumscribed. So, a tough rules are followed over here so that any encroachment are not done, and strict rules are followed. They are usually small reserves spreading an area of 100 square kilometer to 500 square kilometer in national parks. The emphasis is on the preservation of a single flora or fauna species. So, emphasis on single. It can be a tiger, it can be elephant or crocodile like that. Thanks to India's biodiversity, there is at least one national park in each state that displays unique flora and fauna of the region. So, the list of national parks in India is as diverse as the terrain and traditions of India. With a count of 103 diverse national parks in India, India has the third highest number of national parks in Asia, after China and Thailand. So, now you understand that national parks in India are these are the suitable places for biodiversity and conservation. National parks and wildlife sanctuaries are protected areas declared by the government with the primary objectives to preserve wildlife, save flora and fauna, and restore the natural and ecological balance. There are 103 national parks and 544 wildlife sanctuaries in India. Madhya Pradesh and Andaman Nicobar Islands have the maximum number of national parks, 9 each, you can see. The spectacular natural beauty across the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries in India attracts millions of tourists every year. So, we have already discussed that the government can declare an area as a national park with adequate ecological or geomorphological natural significance. In these parks, even private ownership rights are not allowed. So, this is very important, so I have discussed it again. So here you can have a look on the map, uh, the various national parks, right from the northern part to southern part, east to the west part of the country. There are many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. So again, you can have a look of various list of where wildlife parks like Padavur National Park, the Kanha, Ranthambore, Pench Tiger, Jim Corbett, Tabota, Satpura, Sundarbans, Gir National Park, Kaziranga, Run of Kutch, Pan National Park, Naveri, Nagarhul, Kelodero, and Bandipur National Park. So all these are some important places. Now, one more important thing, that fact you should remember: national parks in India. Important points to note are the largest national park, Hemis National Park, Jammu and Kashmir, is the largest national park in India. The smallest national park, the South Bhutan Island National Park, Andaman and Nicobar Island. So this is the smallest one. Largest wildlife sanctuary, the Run of Kutch, Gujarat, is the largest wildlife sanctuary. Smallest wildlife sanctuary, the Boar Tiger Reserve, Maharashtra, is one of the smallest wildlife sanctuaries. So here you have the national parks and the wildlife sanctuaries in different parts of the country. So one by one, I will be discussing about these national parks. There is immense variation in the national parks and wildlife sanctuaries in India, including tiger reserves, desert sanctuary, bird sanctuary, marine parks, and even a floating national park. For most of the national parks, the best time to visit is from October to March, because monsoons adversely affects accessibility and the summers can be very scorching in the wild. Let's take a look at the top of national park in India, worthy of your attention. So we'll be discussing some examples I have taken for you, 4 to 5 national parks. So first one, we'll be discussing the Dudhwa National Park in Uttar Pradesh, and this is one of the important national park in the country, the Dudhwa National Park. You can have a look of the location, boundary of, you can say, of near to Uttarakhand, UP, Nepal. Also you have the bordering areas, and you have the river, the Suheli river flowing. So huge area you have, and these are at the outskirts. You have out of, I think, the buffer area of the park. You have some villages also, 1,000 villages. Here a list of the villages have been given, because people have been living in these areas since long time. So difficult to send these people out from the area. So with some limitation, the peoples have been living over these areas as per the norms of the national parks. So you have Kirtarpur, Kanjaria, Sariapara, Baja, Dhawanpur, Purnia, Shan Chowk, Chandan Chowk, Ramnagar, Balera. These are some villages present. So the Dudhwa National Park is a home for 38 species of mammals, 16 species of reptiles, 400 species of birds, and 90 species of fish. The main attraction of Dudhwa is swamp deer. So mainly you have the swamp deer here. Half of the world's 4,000 swamp deer, around 4,000 swamp deer live here. Apart from this, 4 more types of deer found here: hog deer, spotted deer, barking deer, and sandal. So this was about the Dudhwa National Park, popularly home to, again I can repeat, 38 species of mammals, 16 species of reptiles, 400 species of birds, and 90 species of fish found in this area. So especially it is famous for the swamp deer, although you have tigers also. Look at the picture of the different animals. This is the swamp deer, which is the park famous for, you can say. Tigers, lions, apart from the elephants also found in this area. So this is the Dudhwa, again the location you can see in Uttar Pradesh, the Dudhwa National Park bordering the Nepal. Now let us have a look of the Kanha National Park. So this is the Kanha, exact location of Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh, bordering the different states of the country, and this is one of the important national parks of our country in Madhya Pradesh, located in Madhya Pradesh. So Kanha National Park. So the Kanha National Park is the host of the major animals. You have mammals including the Barasingha swamp and swamp deer, again Indian wild dog. You have already seen in the National Geography the wild dogs, one of the dangerous species of dogs which are found in the jungles, and the most famed, the India tiger. This park is mostly renowned as the tiger reserve. So actually it is a tiger reserve due to the significant amount of population of tigers in the Kanha land. So a lot of population tigers found in this area, in the Kanha region. So Kanha National Park again home to certain species of animals. Location again you can see in Madhya Pradesh, and have a look of this picture. You find the safari in the national park, and the tigers, the deers, the elephants. This is the guest house in the national park, Kanha National Park. The wild buffaloes. Again, the river flowing inside the small pools and rest areas. This is the trekking route inside the national park. So this is about especially it is more popular for the tiger. It is a tiger reserve. So this is the Kanha National Park. Now let us discuss about the Dachingam National Park. Dachingam National Park, you can have a look in Jammu and Kashmir. It is situated, located. You can see this is the major area of Dachingam National Park, a huge area along with the river. You have this is all Dachingam National Park in India. In Jammu and Kashmir. So it is popular for the Kashmiri stag fauna. The main animal species that Dachingam is known for is the hangul or the Kashmiri stag. So Kashmiri, the deer also in common language you can say. Other species include the musk deer, the rose cat, you can say. So hangul, the Kashmiri stag. These are some of the important animals in the area Kashmir. Or as it is situated, at the location, if you see, that it is totally on the mountainous area. So popularly, you have much of the animals which can survive in cold climatic conditions in high elevated areas. So mostly you have Kashmiri stag, hangul we can call it as, the musk deer in this area. Have a look of the picture. You can see all snowy areas. These are the Kashmiri stags. You can see the side view of the park inside the national park, the Dachingam National Park. You have the ropeway facility also over here. You can have a look of the wild deer also found in these areas. So all this is a good picture of the Dachingam National Park, a high altitude national park in the country. Now let us have a look of the Gir Forest National Park, a very important national park of India. With the location you can have identify that it is from the Gujarat area. Gujarat situated. This is the exact location of the Gir National Park. So these animals you can find it over here. Activities also like camel safari, elephant safari. You have the tiger reserves, bird watching activities, monuments also available in this area. Trekking you have, river rafting, houseboats, also various activities. And the location you can see of the Gir National Park in Gujarat. This is Ran of Kutch. This is Gir National Park. So the Gir Forest National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary, also known as the Sasan Gir, is a forest cum sanctuary in the Indian state of Gujarat, famous for being the only abode of the Asiatic lion. So you can say it is famous for Asiatic lion. So Gir Forest is famous for Asiatic lion. So popularly it is known for the Asiatic. You know that Asiatic lion is an endangered species in the country, and due to the development of this national park, the Asiatic lion has got a safe home, you can say, and the number is continuously increasing over here. So the Gir Forest National Park, again wildlife sanctuary, also known as the Sasan Gir, is a forest cum sanctuary in the Indian state of Gujarat, famous for being the only abode of the Asiatic lion. So have a look at the picture. You have the monuments also near or inside the park. This is the picture of the Asiatic lion, the Gir lion also known as. The mongoose family, the rock pigeon, all these are home. This area is home to these wild animals and different species of birds also. So this was about the Gir Forest. Now let us talk about the Periyar National Park. If you have a look of this park carefully, it is in the southern part of the country, in Kerala, Nataka area. This is the exact location of Periyar National Park. Have a look, southern part of the country. Now, Periyar National Park and Wildlife Sanctuary is a protected area located in the district of Idukki and Pathanamthitta in Kerala, India. It is notable as an elephant reserve and a tiger reserve. So this Periyar is National Park is specially known for the elephant and reserves and tiger reserves. So have a look at the picture. You can see the different animals, the elephants. You can see the wild elephants over here, tigers also. And these are the deer especially, and near to the sea, so you can have a look of the river system, inland drainage system. I hope this is in the area. This is the rest house in Kerala inside the park, and this area can be used as boating also. So this is a picture of image of different animals and places of the Periyar National Park in Kerala. So this was about the national parks. I'll be discussing about one more important national park, although I have not mentioned over here. In the next module, I'll be discussing in detail of that national park. That is the Jim Corbett National Park, which is very near to your school, Birla Vidya Mandir, Nainital, in the area of Ramnagar. So this Jim Corbett National Park, as we discussed in the starting of this module, is the oldest national park in India and was established in 1936 as Hailes National Park to protect the endangered Bengal tiger. It is located in Nainital district, in Pauri Garhwal district of Uttarakhand, and was named after Jim Corbett, a well-known hunter and naturalist. The park was the first to come under the Project Tiger. So all this park, if you see, are made with some aim and objectives. They have been developed, and you can see all these parks, national parks, they are home, safe home, you can say, for some of the other animals like elephant, tigers, the Kashmiri statue, you can say. Some places you have the national park which are totally dedicated for the conservation of crocodiles also. So various rhinoceros also, if you go to the northeastern part of the country. So various parks in the country has been developed with the aim and objectives to conserve the ecosystem and these wild animals, the flora and fauna, both they are interdependent upon each other, and that is they make the ecosystem, the ecological balance is created. So that is why these parks have been developed. And please, the main aim, the idea behind making this PPT and this module for you was that you should have some idea why these parks have been developed, what is the aim and objective behind these national parks, why they have been developed, how they play an important role in the ecosystem, how the flora and fauna they live and interact with each other in these parks, and in true sense you can say they have been contributing a lot in improving the environmental condition in the specific area or throughout the country. So hope you must have enjoyed, and at last a small fun activity. How many national parks are there in India? So just find it out, and we'll be discussing more in the next coming moment. Thank you. Hope you must have enjoyed. Meet you in the next module.